What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Frankenmuth Farm here on Misled Plays, getting some more Farming Simulator 22 content in. And today we have a very busy day on the farm. And I know I say that every single episode, but we do have a bit of contract work that we need to get knocked out. We are going to undoubtedly try to make as much money as we can here. What month are we even in? We are in the month of April. So we got two seeding contracts that we need to complete, and luckily for us, the seeding contracts are these two fields right next to one another. So we need to go ahead and get field 24, which we're currently in, planted with some soybeans, and then we're going to move over to field 25 and get that field seeded with some alfalfa. We also have a baling contract. Yes, I know, yet another baling contract here on Frankenmuth. But hey, look, when you don't have your own fields that you can do any work in, you kind of just got to go and do work in everyone else's field. However, this is going to help us out pretty well because we do have, if you remember from the last episode, we have the oil mill up and running. So we are actively producing sunflower oil at the moment right now. We have the canola field, which is in its active growth stages right now as well, that we're going to be able to harvest up once we get into the middle of the summertime. And then we're going to take all of that and convert that over to canola oil as well. We have a lot of fabric currently stored in our garage back at the farmhouse that eventually I'd really like to turn in to the tailor shop and have clothing made, which means that we'd actually have to purchase the tailor shop in order to have that done. But I think that would be a very worthwhile investment. Again, our goal here on Frankenmuth Farms, we just want to make $1 million, right? We want to make $1 million. We want to purchase some more fields out and around the house. We basically just want to have a sustainable farming economy here in Frankenmuth. And yeah, we just got to roll our sleeves up and we just got to get into some of the contract work in order to get that done. So with that, again, field 24, we need to seed that with soybeans. Field 25 is going to get seeded with alfalfa. And then off in the distance here, you can actually see we have the Kong mower, and then we have the Lizard quick bale because we don't do anything slow here on the farm. So we're going to get tear through that baling contract, get these seeding contracts done. When it is all said and done, we should make close to, I think it's going to be around $80,000 off all these contracts here. Plus, we still have some stuff that we might be able to liquidate and do a little bit of a sell-off here to get the month of April started. You know how it is. I'm going to continue getting these fields planted here with the soybeans and with the alfalfa, and then we need to move over and get started on field 10 with the baling contract. So I'm going to catch up with you guys once we get into the baling. We'll see you. Well, we've done something that we haven't done in quite some time here on Frankenmuth Farms, or really let alone the channel. We're letting an AI worker pretty much take care of the seeding contract over on field 24. So you might notice that my money is just going to kind of seemingly just continuously tick down, and that is because I have seeds set to buying for the AI workers. That way I know that the seeder will never run out, and they can just continuously keep on working in hopes of getting that contract on field 24 done in quite a quick and efficient manner for us. And then we'll have to reset them, get them started over on field 25 as well. But what this does is it allows me to kind of come over here and focus a little bit on getting this baling contract started. This is going to take us a little bit of time here to get all of this baled up and completed. The quick bale definitely helps, and then using some of the bale trailers that I've used in the past here on the channel, they certainly help as well in completing this as quickly as we possibly can. I understand baling sometimes is just not really the most exciting stuff, but the mowing is kind of, it really is low-key like one of my favorite things to do on Farming Simulator. But the plan here, let's go ahead and take a look at the money that we are going to make off these contracts here real quick, just so we can see what it is that we're going to have in our bank account by the time we get all three of these contracts completed. So we have contract here on field 10, which I was way off of my price estimate. So our contract for field 10 is $41,000. Our contract price for field 24, $45,000, and then $25,000 for field 25. So we have $105,000 worth of contracts that we are going to be able to make some money off of. Now, with that, there is some of the leasing costs that we're going to incur. So are we going to make the full $105,000? Absolutely not. but we're still going to make pretty close to $100,000 off these 3 contracts. Now, this is, again, I've mentioned it in many episodes, it is one of the necessary evils here in this survival series to help us continue to generate income for the farm until we have, like, the oil mill is really ramped up in production, as well as if we do end up venturing into the spinnery or into the tailor shop, that will be a nice source of income for us as well. And this is somewhat new here. I never really remember this being the case with this left wing here, not being able to mow that part of the grass field. That's actually kind of wild. Anyways, as I was saying, contracts, yes, are just that necessary part of this survival series for an instance. Now, and again, I'm sure there are things that I could have done a lot better in order to be more financially stable by this point in the series. But my plan is to work on purchasing, I think we're going to look to try to pick up Field 12, which is next to us eventually. That field is being priced right at about $160,000, and that I do believe includes a discount. I don't want to say it's a full 25% discount, but I do know that we have a discount on Field 12. And something else I'm going to do a little bit better at here with these episodes as well to include, and it's basically going to be all of the farming simulator content, you know, Frankenmuth Farms, Bucks County, any future series that we have on the channel. I think what I'm going to start doing is each episode is going to be dedicated to a month in the series. So for an example, this episode here is going to be us playing through the entire month of April. That way it never seems like we're hanging out in one month for too long. And what that's going to do is it's going to force us to be a little bit more productive and utilize our time a little bit better throughout the entire episode / the entire month. That way we are continuously progressing from month to month to month, which is going to be good because it's going to bring new opportunities to us on the farm as far as contract work, but it also puts a little bit of priority on taking contracts that look appetizing to make us some more money, because what is here one month may not be here the next month. Now, the Frankenmuth Farm series for me has been an absolute blast. Again, this is a map. Frankenmuth is not some made-up town name. It's an actual place in Michigan, Michigan being my home state. So this map for me has been a lot of fun to do a series on, and I've just really enjoyed jumping into Frankenmuth Farms and doing the work that we've done so far to this point in the series. If you guys have been enjoying the Frankenmuth Farms content as well here on FS22, be sure to drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're here watching the video and you're not subscribed, you might as well just go ahead and click the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and your support on the channel would be greatly appreciated. Ring that notification bell as well so you guys don't miss any future content from Misled Plays. We have, or will have had, the live stream that took place by the time this video goes up. And so with that, I also want to address some things that I put in the community page on the Misled Plays YouTube channel, and as well as some of the stuff that I posted about in the Discord, the Misled Plays Discord, which again, link down in the description of all the videos for the Misled Plays Discord server. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent. Let's call it a 2024 resolution, if you will, to be a little bit more consistent with some uploads and have a little bit more of a scheduled approach to how we're doing content. So as it stands right now, I'm going to upload videos on Sundays and Thursdays. And with that, there may be times that we actually upload more frequently. Like if there's a video that I have an idea for and I'm like, you know what, it's going to be better just to get this recorded and get this up on the channel sooner rather than later, then we'll absolutely take that approach. And there may be times where we upload maybe 3 times a week. But for sure, I want to upload on Sundays and I want to upload on Thursdays. It gives me plenty of time to record content, get stuff edited, and then make sure that the uploads are there. With that, we're also going to do a scheduled live stream. Right now, live streams are going to primarily be on Saturday nights. They're going to start anywhere from 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's going to be instances where the streams may start sooner. There's going to be instances where maybe the stream has to start a little bit later due to some stuff that's going on. The big thing about it is my actual in real life job of what I do is very fluid and changes very rapidly sometimes. So I have to work around that schedule when it comes to sitting down and doing content creation here for the YouTube channel. If there is any time though that there's anything that is changing with the live stream schedule, or if the upload schedule is going to be impacted, I will always post about it on the community page on the Misled Plays YouTube channel, and I will also post about it in the Discord as well. And also with the live stream announcements, when they do come out, I will always announce what game is going to be played for the live stream. I understand that recently there's been some live streams that I've done where some members of the community have not been too fond of the games that have been being played for the live stream. And with that, I say I totally respect your, your thought process on that. And again, as a content creator, that's always kind of one of the things that is, I don't think you're ever really going to nail down the perfect recipe. I think anytime you venture off and you play a different game and you put it up on the channel, whether it's in a video or in a live stream, I think you're always going to have some people who are not going to like that content, or maybe it's just not really their niche. They just don't, it's not a game that they enjoy watching, which is totally fine. It's absolutely perfect. All the games that I try to play here and get up onto the channel via a video or live stream are games that outside of FS22, I thoroughly enjoy playing and I have a good time with. That includes titles such as like Call of Duty, American Trucking Sim, which I know is a series on the channel, but even before I was into content creation, American Truck Sim was a game that I would sit down and play just to kind of waste a little bit of time. And the game itself is just absolutely beautiful, to be completely honest. So very fun game, just kind of something I can sit back, chill, relax, don't really have to put much thought into. And it's just enjoyable to play. And the one thing that I would like to do is have Sundays be dedicated to specifically Farming Simulator. And again, it's kind of just going back to more stability for the members of the community. So you have a set day that you can look forward to more Farming Sim more Farming Sim content, if you will, coming out on the channel. And again, there's going to be those times too where we have a third and possibly, I'm not going to make any guarantees, but possibly a fourth upload during the week as well. But for my own workload management, Sundays and Thursdays I feel like are what work out the best, because it gives me Monday, Tuesdays to do recordings, and then Wednesdays to do some editing, and then schedule the video to go live on Thursday. Speaking of scheduling videos to go live, if you are a tier 2 channel member, you can get early access to some of the videos that get posted. Now, I don't normally do early access on like every single video, typically because between the time that I complete the editing process and the time that I'm setting the video to go live, tier 2 channel members may get, just like half of a day or maybe 1 day's early access to the video, which is still super awesome. So again, if you're looking to support the channel and you want early access to videos, tier 2 channel memberships is where you need to be, because that'll get you the early access that you so desire, so that you can be watching the videos before anyone else gets a chance to. And then the videos will go public after that, and then everyone can watch it. But don't feel like you have to be a channel member to continue to enjoy the videos here on Misled Plays. I think the timing on this is going to work out really well. I feel like the contract on Field 24 is probably close to about 90% complete. So by the time that we finish up with the mowing here on Field 10 and we get ready to start the baling, we should be able to turn our AI worker loose on getting, yep, there it is right there, Field 24, 90% completed. Perfect. That field should be done here in the next couple minutes. And then we'll just move the AI worker over to Field 25, get them busy on planting the alfalfa, at which point we should be putting the finishing touches on the mowing here for Field 10. And then we can start getting this baled up and get everything transported out to the animal dealer. And realistically, we should be completing all of these contracts right at about the same time. As Field 25 is getting finished up, hopefully we'll be closing out here on Field 10. We'll be able to collect up on all the money. And then from a financial standpoint, we'll just kind of take a step back, see where we're at. Maybe we put some animals down on the farm. I know we've been talking about that. You know what? Maybe that's something that we seriously need to look into getting done on this episode. Maybe we look at putting some chickens on the farm. Yeah, some chickens or some sheep. Well, we don't really necessarily need sheep because we already have cotton going over to the spinnery, so we don't really necessarily need wool. But chickens would be nice because then we'd have some eggs. and we can sell those eggs off and make a little bit of extra money. I'm starting to think maybe we take a look at that in this episode. Who knows? We might be getting into the chicken business. All right, contract on field 24 finished, and we have a 25% discount on any fields that Jimmy Caldwell owns, which I feel like has been the case for quite some time. So we are going to go ahead, dismiss our AI worker. We don't necessarily need to fold up the seeder. We just need to raise it up here a little bit. Now, what I'm hoping is as we get the AI worker going on this field, these trees terrify me because I feel like at some point I'm going to come over here and our AI worker is going to be wrapped around these trees with our tractor in the seeder here. So we are going to go ahead and just kind of create a little bit of a space here for the AI workers so that way they don't run into anything that they should not be running into. I just realized when I came over to field 25 to clean that little area up that I never changed the seed from soybeans to alfalfa. I talk all of this junk about the AI workers, and then I go and make an AI worker type mistake like that. Come on, man. How are you going to sit here and talk about the AI workers like that and then go into an alfalfa contract and start planting soybeans? Who's the actual AI worker here in this series? I'm really starting to think it might be me. Well, with the mowing out of the way, we are working on getting everything all baled up here on field 10. The contract on field 25 is officially 30% completed, so we should be good to go and all set over there. By the time I get all of this baled up, loaded up, and delivered to the animal dealer, I would like to think that our AI worker will be done with field 25 by that point, but who knows? They may not be. They might be. They're AI workers. With them, you just never know what you're going to get with the AI workers. Of course, I sit here and I say this, and I planted the wrong seed in one of the fields. And let me tell you, man, if you think that you're going to drive over here on this field and like run into this bale and then come over here and cry to me that this is in your way, I'm not going to have any pity for you, man. Why do you need that much space to turn around? Though I'm not going to lie, definitely probably would do the same thing if I was him as well, too. It just, later with needing to go in reverse and all that kind of good stuff. If I have all this open land, I'm just going to turn around without having to go in reverse as often as possible. But mark my words, he's going to run into that bale down here. And the next notification that we're going to get in the upper right-hand corner of the screen is going to be AI worker is blocked by an object. Guarantee it. Well, all right, as we get close to finishing up the baling, contract on field 25 is finished as well. Richard Miller grants us 5% discount on future field purchases. Hey, Rich, we really appreciate the discount. Glad we could help you out. AI worker has finished their task. So my little hiccup there at the beginning with the incorrect seed being planted in field 25 was not an issue, but glad to see it because I thought there for a moment, I'm like, man, if that's the case, I don't think there's a way to really undo that to where we can go back and plant alfalfa over top of the soybeans. The game just recognizes that a field has been seeded. And so when I was driving back over top of the planted or the seeded soybean, my seed usage was not going down at all. And so I figured, oh boy, I'm not going to be able to correct this mistake. And hopefully we're still able to complete the contract, which we were, so that is good to go. Now, the reason I waited to turn in the contract for field 24 until 25 was done is because the same equipment that was used for field 24, we borrowed the equipment for field 24, but we did not borrow the equipment for field 25. We just straight up accepted the contract, is because each contract used the same exact equipment. So if you are in the contract work on your farming sim let's plays that you're doing, whether you're doing just like a casual playthrough or you're doing some sort of like start from scratch series or some sort of role play scenario on FS22, keep that in mind when you're selecting contracts. Is if there is contracts within like the same category, so these ones here being seeding contracts or sowing contracts, if they have the same equipment listed, you only need to borrow the equipment for one contract, and then you can just accept the other contracts that utilize the same equipment. Now you can see here, field 24, leasing costs $5,700. We're going to get an $837 reimbursement, But initially, to lease and use the equipment to complete that contract, $5,700. We get down to field 25, none of that. We straight up just get the total price of the contract. But with that, we can go ahead, collect and collect. There's about $70,000 in contract money right there. Yeah, pretty close, About 64,000, actually 65,000, you might as well call it. Nonetheless, puts us up to $73,000. Now we have $41,000 still remaining in contracts here for field 10, which we're almost done with as we quickly approach 100 total bales on this field. This is probably, I want to say, the third or fourth time that we've done a baling contract. I feel like there was a bale down here at one point. Hold on. There was a bale here at the end of this field. I'm sure of it. I swear there... I bet you I know where this bale's at. Hold up. We found them. Exactly what I thought. So the bales didn't get in the way for the AI worker. The AI worker just took the bales with him. That's one way to do it, I guess. So when he made his turn, he must have snagged these up with the seeder and just drug them across this whole entire field. Not only did he take one bale, he took two. What a klepto, man. We're out here trying to make money on these contracts, man. You're trying to snag these bales right out from underneath my nose? Like, that's money, man. Well, at least we know where they're at now. God, we got to start. We got to keep an eye on it. These little nefarious AI workers we got working around here. You gotta keep your eye out on them. Over here stealing bales. Tough times for the AI workers, man, when you got to resort to stealing bales off people's fields. That's a wrap for the baling. Let's see, 106 bales, I think, was the final count. Let me just go ahead and reattach to the baler here. Yeah, 106 bales off of this field. So it's going to take us right about 4 trips to get all of these over to the animal dealer. So let's go ahead and return our quick bale. Now, some of you are probably asking, man, how in the world did you get that baler to bale that fast? And I'll tell you what I can do. The answer I will place down in the description of this episode. I will drop the link to the Lizard Quick Bale mod that you can pick up from the Farming Simulator mod hub. I have the description for the mod hub in all the episodes, but I will put a direct link to the Quick Bale as well. And then once you get to the mod hub website, if you're curious whether or not a mod is available on console or if it's just on PC, just take a glance at the mod that is listed on the Farming Simulator mod hub, and it'll tell you if it's for PC only or PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Kind of just a really quick way to be able to tell. You could also just go into the downloadable content section of your own copy of Farming Simulator if you're on console, and then just go over to the balers category and see if the Lizard Quick Bale is listed in there for you. If it is, go ahead, download it. Get it, because it's going to improve your output on contracts. You want the quick bale. That's the one right there that I was using to do the contract over on field 10. But now we need a bale loader, and we're not going to use the one that they give us stock with the contract, because ain't nobody got time to take bales over there 8 at a time when you have 106 bales to transport. I want to do it 32 bales at a time, so we are just going to go with the standard setup here. We absolutely want auto load. That is key when you're working with these types of auto loading pieces of equipment. Make sure that if it has the option to turn auto load on, that you in fact do that. This is it right here for us, 125 centimeter to 180 centimeter round bales. Good to go. Lease it. $1,200. I will happily pay $1,200 for the simplicity of having an auto loading trailer to move all of these bales with. This is going to make this job so much easier for us. And then once you're ready to start auto loading some bales, you just put that thing into the operating position and you just drive right on around. And your bales will automatically load for you up on the trailer, 32 at a time. So as you can see, I got my work cut out for me. I got to do some laps around this field and go track down the 2 bales that our AI worker was trying to make off with, and go collect those up so that they don't go unaccounted for here when we start turning stuff into the animal dealer. And at which point, I'll catch up with you guys on the last trip over to the animal dealer, which should be the trip in which we start making some profit off turning these bales in for the contract. We'll see just how much extra money we're going to make on top of the price that we're going to make for completing the contract itself. The contract on field 10 is completed, and we just made just over $7,000 on a couple of the bales that got turned in. That was 64 of the 106 bales that were on that field. So by my count, we still have quite a few that are actually left out there on the field. So let's see, we turned in 64. So we should have, what, about 38 bales left. So we actually have one full trip to make with the bales, 32, and then 6 more. So yeah, we're gonna turn a pretty little profit here on turning in some of these bales to close out this contract. And I gotta wait to actually turn in the contract and collect the money, because if I turn it in now, all of these bales that you see in front of us on the field will actually go away, and we will not be able to pick those up. I shouldn't say that they'll go away. They'll still be there on the field. We just won't be able to pick them up anymore and turn those all in for profit. Every single bale you see out here, when we turn it into the animal dealer, at this point, it's all going from the animal dealer straight into our bank account. This should easily put us up over, I'm going to say we're going to be close to, oh, I need to reset this, turn this back on, so it auto loads. This should put us upwards of about $125,000 by the time we're all said and done, I would think. We might even be a little bit more than that. So this is where the baling contract really turns into a very profitable contract for us to take, because not only do you make some pretty decent money from some of the baling contracts that are out there, it's very easy to make money on the remaining bales that you have once you've met the threshold of delivering the required amount of bales that the contract calls for. The rest of it's just very lucrative. It goes right into your own pocket. So when I was looking at it, I was like, man, do I really want to bale field 10 again? Because I'm pretty sure it's like the 4th time that we've done a baling contract on field 10. We can't get any more of a discount on anything that the field owner has elsewhere on the map, because we've done this contract so many times. We've maxed out at 25% with this individual a long time ago. So it's not like we're getting any more of a discount, but what we are doing is making a lot of money off of these bales after we have delivered the required amount. So that's what kind of convinced me to end up taking this contract on top of the 2 fairly large seeding contracts that we have. And they're easy contracts. Like, we turned AI workers loose on both of the seeding contracts, and they did just fine, minus the fact that they stole 2 of our bales. And everything's working out pretty well. So we should have, let's see, we got 2 bales over there. That's so 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 10 bales left to take in, which puts us actually at 42 bales remaining. Because remember, we have the 2 bales that got dragged away by the AI worker that are down over here by these trees off in the distance to our left. So we'll get those picked up. As a matter of fact, once we hit the animal dealer and drop these off, then on our way back through, we'll pick those 2 bales up, come back over to field 10, pick the rest of those up, deliver them, see where we're sitting for money, and then we're going to head back over to the farm, and we got to put a chicken pen down, and we got to get some chickens going here on the farm, which means we got to buy some wheat so that we can get the chickens fed, so that they'll produce eggs for us, so we can go ahead and sell off those eggs and start turning a profit on those as well. All right, last load of 10 bales. It's going to be probably, I'm just going to say, just over $3,000 for delivering these last 10 bales here, which is going to put us at, oh, hold up. There we go. Yeah, $12,000. So $131,000 in total is what we've made just off the bales. Now is the part where we actually get to turn the contract in and make even more money off of that. So let's scroll on down here to our contracts page. Field 10 is completed. Let's go ahead and collect up $38,500. Don't mind if we do. Might as well go ahead and say $170,000 in the bank. And I did drive by the oil mill at one point. You kind of just see it over there in the upper right-hand corner. We have pallets of sunflower oil that have spawned. We also have a pallet of fabric that is over at the spinnery as well. We will most likely collect those up starting in the month of May. But what we're going to do now is head over to the farm. The last thing we have on our chore list for today here in Frankenmuth is to go ahead and place down our chicken pen over at our actual farm, start getting ourselves some chickens. We're probably not going to go too crazy with starting off with some of the chickens, but nonetheless, we are going to have them on the farm so we can produce some eggs, get those sold, make a little extra money. Let's head back on over to the farm and see what we can find for a chicken coop. Well, all right, as far as placement for the chicken coop is concerned, I think what we're going to be looking for is somewhere right here in the corner of this area that we have right next to the shop building here. So with that, I just want to the first thing I'm going to do is just size up and see how large the chicken coop is actually going to be, because from there, what I need to do is go ahead and do a little bit of landscape painting so we can get this in here, make it look like it actually belongs on the farm. But before I do anything like that, I just want to kind of go through and make sure that I have everything it is that I need, and just make sure that there's no other style chicken coop that I'd like to put down. Shop area is restricted, but if we go ahead and place it back there, see, this one doesn't look too bad, and it's only $8,000. Realistically, this isn't that bad. I mean, for $8,000, yeah, it's not the most like fancy chicken coop, because I was thinking about going with this one here, and it blends in with the farm as well too. It's just it's a very large chicken coop area, but we'd still have room to get around. Well, all right, there it be. It looks like it fits pretty well, actually. I'm glad we went with this one instead too. It's just the red fits with everything that we have going on for the farm. A couple other things I want to do real quick. Again, just tidy up some of the, well, we're all over the place. We're going crazy. We're going crazy here. A little excited that we finally have chickens. Okay, that door opens in. That was I was not expecting that. I kind of thought that door was going to open out. Perfect. Perfect. I really like it. It is looking pretty good. That might actually even end up being the thumbnail right there. I'm liking that. Well, ladies and gentlemen from Frankenmuth Farms, that is going to be a wrap on this episode here. Hope you have enjoyed. We had a very productive month of April. It is currently going on 2:30 in the afternoon. All I need to do is go ahead and move this 8,000 liters of chicken feed that was just delivered to us here on the farm so we can get the chickens fed so that their productivity starts going up and they will be producing eggs. In the next episode, we need to go ahead and start collecting up our pallets of sunflower oil, whatever else we have spawning over at the spinnery. Again, we also have to take a look at some contracts so we can put some extra money in our pocket. We have to get ready for the canola harvest, which is going to be coming up here in a couple months as well. So things are going to start picking up around the farm here. We're going to start making some more money, start working our way up to where we can buy larger fields, increase our financial benefit from those fields, and maybe for once we can stop working everyone else's fields and we can work our own. Once again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one.